Hello everyone, today I'm going to be discussing hurricane climatology and specifically the potential future trends for where hurricanes are mainly going to take place and where they're going to make landfall in the United States. So let's get started. This doesn't have a lot to do with the video, but I thought it's so important to point out when hurricanes mostly take place and tropical storms. Also, since we're still at the beginning of the video, I might point out that my voice is a little raspy today, so I'm going to sound a little different maybe. Anyway, so we do see around September 10th, of course, is when we do see the most hurricanes and tropical storms take place, but we do see it ramp up in mid-August and still very active up till mid-October. And yeah. So this is the main data I'm going to be using today. So this is the new data that came out in 2020 to 2021. It's the 1990 to 2020 new data, but it came out in 2021. So, or at least that's to my knowledge. And this is the data I'm mainly going to be using today. So we do see around the Gulf of Mexico, East Coast, Gulf Coast, and a little bit off the East Coast, and a tiny bit in the Caribbean. We do see activity in June where that's mostly going to take place. So I would say tracks like maybe like this or stuff like that. But it's June, it's hurricane season, so of course we can still have storms, but there's not going to be a lot of storms at the beginning of hurricane season in June. Now, in July, we do see it start to ramp up. We do see North Carolina, off North Carolina, Gulf of Mexico, East Coast, Gulf Coast. And we do see that the MDR and Caribbean are starting to ramp up as well. So we could definitely see some more of the storms like this starting in July. Next up, like I said, we do see in August, the activity does start to ramp up. We do see mainly in the main development region, we do see the storms start to ramp up. So, of course, we can see a lot of main development region storms in August, and especially around here in the western main development region. And, of course, off the East Coast, like North Carolina, we do see start to ramp up. And in the Gulf Coast, we also do see it starting to ramp up. And again, sorry for any speech mistakes in this video. My throat's a little raspy, so I can't really speak properly right now. Anyway, in September, like I said, we do see the most activity. So, here in this red area, of course, that's where we see the most storms. Of course, the MDR up the East Coast and around Bermuda. We can't forget about Bermuda. They get a lot of storms, too. We see the Gulf Coast, Florida, East Coast. Like I said, again, North Carolina is getting a lot of that activity in this new data. It's like also from the Azores all the way down to the Caribbean is in that blue, so we're seeing a lot of that. And a little less Caribbean activity, but still we have a lot. But we mainly see that here later months like October, where it's still good activity, but starts to calm down. But like I said, we do still see a good amount of activity here. So we do see from the Yucatan all the way up to the mid-Atlantic. We do, like the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, not the mid-Atlantic, like in the North Sea, not that. But anyway, so yeah, we do see that activity start to ramp down, like cool down. But like I said, we do still see a lot. So yeah, but we can still see activity in this region in October, of course. And November really starts to ramp down, like not a lot, declining activity. So yeah, not a lot to say there. But with all this information, I put together this map. This is showing the trend for where more activity could occur on the United States. Not the most landfalls, no, not that, but like the trend of where more can occur, but not the most. This isn't showing where most of landfalls are going to occur. It's just a trend. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, so we do see, of course, these black tracks are like tracks I've pointed out that could be comet tracks. But we didn't really see a lot for like the southern Gulf or like western Gulf. So here in this blue, and especially this light blue, I'm expecting below average landfalls in the future. But in this yellows and oranges and dark oranges, almost red, we do see above average activity. So we do see in the Gulf Coast, and Florida, we do see like above average activity, and I'm expecting above average landfalls from what we're usually having in the future. And this isn't for 2022. This is for like the foreseeable future of when it is reasonable to forecast hurricane climatology. Anyway, so yeah. And of course, we do see the East Coast here, especially. We saw a lot in North Carolina. I'm expecting that's where the most of the above average activity is going to occur. And of course, tracks we can see from the Caribbean or Cuba into the Gulf. Or we can see from like the main development region into the Gulf. Or we can see from the main development region or Cuba off the East Coast, but still affecting the East Coast, or just into the East Coast. And of course, so if you're in the yellow or orange or dark orange, just be prepared for potential above average landfalls in the future. But if you are not in a color, it's pretty much average. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will probably post a part 2 with some more information. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.